FESPA is so many things. We have been talking to so many people, we've been talking to so many different companies, and right now we are actually talking to a very interesting company from Spain. So Luca, before we see your fantastic software here from InEdit, tell us a little bit, who are you and what does InEdit do?
All right, well, thank you for the invitation, first of all. I'm Luca, I'm Italian, but I work in InEdit for the last 7 years. We are a software company based in Barcelona, and we develop software solutions for the digital textile market. So basically we help printers all over the world to print the colors that they need to satisfy the customer demand.
So it's everything from color management to the design to is it also workflow automation and that kind of thing, or where do you differentiate, or where is the edge of what you do?
Yeah, that's correct. We are the only company that actually offer a complete solution for digital textile printing. It means that we start from Photoshop, so we try to help the designers to design what they need and get the colors that they want on the screen, and then to print the same colors that they see on the screens on the digital printer.
And digital textile, that seems like a very nice place to be right now, right?
Yeah, it is indeed, yeah.
So what from a company and a software perspective, what are the challenges in this segment?
Well, there are still many challenges in the textile market. There are some trends that are coming in, like the sustainability. People are looking for more sustainable products. Everybody knows that the textile industry is very polluted. So what we are trying to do together with fabric and inks manufacturers is to produce better products that waste less resources. And from our perspective, well, this is what we're trying to do, by saving inks and print less.
Is that everything also when you have the output to the digital device, nesting, and how you actually make sure that you minimize waste in the actual print and cutting process, or?
Yeah, that's correct. This is one of the options you have, but also in terms of inks consumption, because what I think we're very good in doing is to actually calculate the amount of ink that you need to produce good colors without wasting too much.
And without using too much ink, basically,
yeah.
Right? And I mean, that is, I think, one of the concerns when you look at all the people moving into digital, especially with inkjet, that they're concerned because calculating the right ink coverage is actually essential for the business models, right?
That is correct. That is correct. Yeah, especially people that are coming from traditional printing. The switch to digital, it's complicated most of the time, because many companies think that digital is a nice green button with the print label on top of it, but it's not like that. You need to be able to...
It's a little bit more, right?
Yeah, to manage all the pieces of the puzzle in order to print the colors that you want, be sustainable, and help your customers to meet their demands.
We're going to see a demo in a second here, but before that, how did InEdit get into this industry, and how did you get started?
Well, the company started 30 years ago to resell, Macintosh in Spain, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then somehow the developers get in touch with the textile market through some designers that needed to separate designs in Photoshop in order to engrave cylinders. So everything started.
So it didn't start digital.
Yeah, no, it didn't start digital at the
Yeah,
beginning. Yeah. And then the snowball got bigger and bigger, and the digital came, and we were able to adapt to the new situation and to develop new solutions specifically for the digital market.
So today it's only digital that you work with?
Well, we still have some plugins for the traditional market, but the 95% of our business is done for the digital production.
And if you look at the challenges that your customers have, where do you see the biggest challenges?
Well, color management is still a big challenge.
Really? I mean, we've talked the digital color management for almost 30 years now, right? So,
yeah, but with paper was easier.
Easier, because it's a flat surface, basically.
Yeah, right? And the CMYK world, we know it very well. We have standards. We know how the profiles work. But when it comes to textile, companies print with more than 4 colors, and that becomes more complicated. Interaction between inks media, print tests as well, and this is where we really excel. This is what we do.
Yeah, because I mean, it's not just like doing separations in as many colors as possible. It's actually to make the accurate color with as few inks as possible, right?
Well, yes and no.
Or at least the total consumption, I mean, right?
Yeah, that is correct. But now companies are every time more creative, so they try also to play with different ink settings. Some companies, some of our customers now, they use, for example, the penetrating agent in order to increase the penetration of the inks.
And basically also make sure that you have the right bonding for the textile, depending on whether it's like a synthetic material or it's a cotton material or whatever material you have, right? So Well, why don't you show us a little bit about what it is you actually do here, because I'm curious.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's dig in.
Dig in, yeah.
All right, then. What I would like to show you today mainly is the set of plugins that we developed for Photoshop.
Okay, so it starts basically that you have Photoshop plugins that is specifically for the textile design.
Yeah, that's correct. Photoshop is a great tool for designing, but then when it comes to printing, you have certain features that are not that easy to perform in Photoshop. So this is where we enter with this set of textile plugins specifically developed for those people that work in the textile market. But before going there, one thing that I would like to show you is the Neo Catalog software.
Is that also something you do, or?
Yeah. This is our proprietary software, and it's a software that helps companies with thousands of designs to organize them, keep them in order, and also here you can create like two-dimensional
so you can actually simulate how it looks when being used.
Exactly. And this is more or less like a virtual book where you can store all your designs. You can show to your customers how they look like on real applications, and then you can share, create galleries. This is the center of our workflow.
So would you say that this is how you make fashion catalogs today, or?
Well,
more or less,
this is the start. This is the starting point.
I mean, because everything that can go digital will go digital, so why not models, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
They don't have to go hungry to bed, right?
Yeah. That's the point. That's the point.
So basically, you have made a software here where it is possible to basically apply different kind of designs in an almost live, because it updated very fast, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the good thing of Neo Catalog is that you can actually upload the images that you need. If you do fashion, then put models and shirts, whatever you want.
Okay, so you can basically layer them. I was just like my son, he's playing SimCity, so it's no, not SimCity, The Sims. So that is where he can dress them. It's similar but more complex, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well,
so you build your characters here, basically, right?
Yeah, kind of. We prepared the images for you in Photoshop, and we just upload the images here. As you can see here, you can see how your images looks like on a real application.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the good thing is that this software is connected to Photoshop. So through a panel, you can browse toward all your designs in Photoshop. You can look for keywords. For example, if you want to see all the designs that contain flower, just to type in something, you browse toward your designs here, and you can.
Are these keywords, are they tagged or are they identified?
That's correct. These are metadata that are stored within the image in Neo Catalog.
So basically, if you search for red, you don't have to. When you make your library, you don't have to make red. It can actually identify red colors or flowers or.
That's correct. If the information is inside the design, you can identify it here.
Nice.
And the good thing is that then you can download the design directly in Photoshop. And of course, you can also work on the other way around. You can create a new design and upload it in Neo Catalog with a certain metadata.
And is this like a cloud-based solution, or?
No, it's stored on a central server.
Okay.
So we make sure that the designs are protected, stays.
Because you need to be sure that as a designer that you have control on the designs.
Exactly.
So the customers for this kind of software, is that like the fashion developers and things like that, or is it more like the printing companies, or is it both, or?
Is it really both?
Okay.
Really both. We work with small design studios that they simply have a Macintosh like mine.
Yeah.
We also work with huge textile producers with thousands of designs. They have their own server, and they simply use Neo Catalog, as I said, to organize and share what they do with their customers. Yeah.
Amazing. So now you're here. Then what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then once I have my design in Photoshop,
Yeah.
we have, as I said before, a set of textile plugins
Yeah.
for Photoshop that helps to do certain things. Like what I'm going to do right now with you is to separate this design, which is an RGB. Now I need to activate my license. Yeah. So here you see all the plugins. And I'm going to separate this RGB file into color channels so that later I can make a new variant using my own color books or Pantone, for example.
So you have like the variants of the same design, but where you can easily change it in the, yeah, okay.
That is correct, yeah, yeah. And yeah, here you have all the plugin, and you can access to the plugins from the Automate button here. And the first plugin that I'm going to use is called Neo Textile Masquerade. And I believe that, I hope you didn't lose me. Yeah. The very cool thing of this plugin that it's semi-automatic. You just need to select the colors that you want to extract from the image, and the plugin automatically builds the
patterns that applies to. So let's say that you pick one of the blue colors, then you will see the blue ones basically.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
Let's do it together. I double click on the dark blue, and what the software is trying to do is to recreate, let's say, copy the original image only with the colors that you select.
Yeah.
Right.
So that basically means that the selection you have right now, that would be capable to print that image with one color ink, basically, right?
Yeah, but now only with one color. As you can see, I'm not able to reproduce.
No,
exactly
what I was meaning, you sometimes you can say that you have blue that can be more to the yellow side. You can have blue that is more to the whatever kind, and sometimes if you print it, you would need to have a mix of it. But this basically show what you're capable of that image to reproduce with one color, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, yeah.
That is correct.
So now you can select multiple colors to basically build it up, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Well, now you see a single blue channel, but in reality, what we have here is a black and white layer, nothing more than that.
Precisely. It's just colored, so it's easy to identify. Yeah.
Actually, if I switch to the grayscale mode, you see the selection.
Yeah.
But the more colors I add, the better the final separation, right?
Yeah.
Then if I add then of course you can zoom in and zoom out. You can work.
So you can take the more important part of it, basically.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, yeah. And so that basically means that with your software, let's say that you are a fashion company and you want to work with a designer. The designer is not really limited so much to what is possible technically. They're more interested in finding the right design, and then the software enables the fashion company and their productions to basically make the right number of colors for recreating it, right?
That is correct. What we're trying to do here is to improve the color communication between the designers and the guy in front of the printer, the printing operator, because maybe you can design something wonderful on the screen, but at the end of the day, what you sell is a printed fabric, so you need to be able to print what you see on the screen, and this is the first step.
And we can tell, maybe we should just put our heads to the camera and say, dear designer, your customers will not know in advance how it should look.
That's correct. I'll sign on that.
No, just joking. Of course, you want it to be as accurate as possible, but it's also like a costing thing, right? Because when you produce, I mean, basically today you can literally produce almost anything, right? So it's more like how can you make it cost efficient for the product that you want to sell, right? If you do haute couture, doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, that's right.
But if you do like something for a supermarket, you need to be really price sensitive and cautious, right? So, I mean, that is one of the reasons, right?
That is one of the reasons. Well, there are many pieces of the same puzzle, and the more you are able to control every step of the workflow, then the easier it is to meet cost and be efficient. Yeah, definitely.
That's great. We have about 5 minutes more, so we have to, look into what is the most important thing for you to show.
Yeah.
This amazes me, and I think it's great. I knew about these things, but I never seen the actual software doing it, so it's quite cool to see.
Yeah, as you can see, it's very easy to use. We can finish this separation with a few additional steps. I'm just going to add some more colors.
Yeah.
All right, and then on the left side, on the right side, I have the design.
Yeah.
Separated.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it was automatic, and I can actually export
Yeah.
the result in Photoshop. And then for every color, I have a channel, and I can apply the color that I want on top of this channel, which is very interesting because, again, you need to print what you see here. So you need to be accurate when you do this this color conversion in Photoshop. Yeah.
It's amazing, and I mean, when you look at these kind of things, I mean, I can't help think about that when we look at the show like FESPA, where you see the really increased focus on digital garment and digital whatever textile and things like that. I mean, I'm not saying that it is easy to print things. That's what I'm not saying, but it's funny to see how you now experience that this kind of software will actually be like an enabler for actually making print that looks great with a minimum effort, right? So,
yeah.
So when you sell this software, do you sell it through channels or on a website, or how do you get into the customer's hands with this software?
We do have an extensive chain of distributors all over the world. Basically, where you find printing.
Are you a big company, or I mean, are you one of the leaders in this segment, or?
We are not big companies. We are 30 people, so we still consider ourselves a startup after 30 years.
A really relatively well-sized software company, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But we rely on distributors all over the world, and this is what really makes us strong.
Yeah, and as I asked before, so the typical customers are designers, fashion houses, and garment printers who want to have this software for their customers, basically.
Yeah, and also technology provider, for example.
So it could be like an OEM to a machine, for example.
Absolutely. People that are building digital printers, they are also looking us to improve the color management workflow. Yeah, that's
amazing.
Correct.
You know, the only thing that is too bad when you do a live broadcast is basically, first of all, we have limited time. Secondly, it never comes out the same way as actually seeing it in real time here. So I hope our broadcast will be good enough for the audience to understand and see the value of what you do. And if they want to reach out to you, it's just InEdit.com, right?
Yeah, that's correct. You can ask for Luca, which is me, and any question or online demo. Yeah. We also offer a 30 days free trial for all our software. So yeah, we are here to help.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, it was fun seeing. So
yeah.
Software is great, especially when you're in a live stream like this, can take HDMI output and actually combine it in an interview. Actually, we're now just going 2 or 3 booths that way, because we're going to EFI to see some other software demos. So stay tuned for a moment or two.